Hello everyone, and welcome back to the part 2 of the question bank given by the board. We are revising or practicing the questions given in the question bank by the Maharashtra State Board OCM subject. We go to the third part. We have already completed choose the appropriate alternative as well as match the pairs in part 1 of this video. We're now on part 2. Under give one word, you see the first one there. Unfortunately, this entire question bank has too many questions on the chapter of entrepreneurship. Then actually we are expecting only maximum 1 mark of an objective in that chapter. Doesn't matter. A function of creating something new for an economy. And as you see there, it's the topic of entrepreneurship development, and we're talking about nothing but innovation. All right, so we're talking about the management function of innovation. All right, okay. Moving ahead to the next one there, you have the principle of management, which is place for everything and everything in its place. You see, it's from the first chapter, and we are talking about the principle of order. Yes, the principle of order given by Henry Fayol. All right, so this is again the second objective you have. You see the last function in management, again very repetitively asked. So you see there, it's nothing but controlling. The one who is known as the father of modern management, and that's Henry Fayol. So we see here the same ones are already being repeated in this list of this. So please, the correct spelling is Fayol. Right, Henry Fayol. We see the process of identifying and bringing resources together, such as men, money, machine, methods. As you see here, this objective appears in the chapter of functions of management, and we are talking about nothing but the function, the management function of organizing the resources. So once again, we have organizing as the resource. Please make notes as you are watching this video. So when we say the sixth objective, this is something different which we've not really had earlier. Please note, an employee who has an authority and support. So on page number 47 of your textbook, under the chapter of entrepreneurship development, you have this objective. So when an employee is given authority and full support from the organization to implement creative ideas, there's a specific term in management, and that term is, they are known as intrapreneurs. All right, so a new word, I'm sure by now you know it already. You see objective number 7, earning foreign exchange is the responsibility of this group. Obviously, we are talking about towards government. So please make sure that you're writing either only government, or since the question is this group, so you may either write government, or even if you write responsibility towards government, both are correct. Under first step in online transaction, we have registration as the main concept. Then we have sub-segment of BPO, right? Business process outsourcing. So which chapter are we talking about here? We're talking about the chapter of emerging modes of business, and under that you will see KPO, knowledge process outsourcing, is a part, is a type of business process outsourcing. All right, so this is about the 9th objective. I hope you're making the markings as we move on. If you go to the 10th objective there, this function is the soul of all management functions. You know, it's a very random thing. Don't worry, such questions are not going to be coming in your board. However, if you will go through it, directing function talks about this management function, and it's the soul, the heart. You know, that action is taken in this stage, and that's why they call it as the soul. Okay, the action stage comes here. The process of giving identity to the product. So here again, first identify the chapter that we're talking about. We're talking about the chapter of marketing, and the answer to this is nothing but branding. Once again, a very hot favorite with the board. Contracting a business function to specialized agencies, yet another very popular objective with the board, and the answer is outsourcing. So a business function which is going to consume its non-core function, you allow an outside agency, which is an expert or specialized agency, and they will be performing the task for you. So that's what we have under outsourcing. Then again, you have objective number 13, a purposeful activity of an individual or a group of associated individuals. Okay, so the entire sentence, if you see, it actually is covering a particular definition that you have, and under that you will see that this definition appears in your textbook again under the chapter of entrepreneurship. So it is not entrepreneur that they're talking about, they're talking about entrepreneurship. All right. Detailed program of future course of action is nothing but the first management function, and that is the planning function. The last objective, if you remember, it was there in your 11th standard also, and that's nothing but business, an activity motivated by profit. Could be a little bit of a confusion when there is no other clue for you. So this is how you have your answers to this. If you would wish to take some screenshots, I'm holding the screen for a while. These are the first 8 objectives here. Going to the last from number 9 to 15. You could take a screenshot of this, and that will help you to revise later. Moving to the next part of the question bank, we have simple questions on true or false, and under which you have there's no simpler question than true or false in our OCM paper. Qualified, efficient, skilled workforce is always an asset to the business organization. Beyond doubt, it's a true statement. Principle of management is universal in nature. First chapter, please note the topic where this comes. First chapter, nature of principles of management. So one of the features, characteristics is it is universal, applicable to any country, any kind of organization, whatever the nature of work. Management principles are uniform or universal. So this is what we have. Once again, a true statement here. Entrepreneurs should not be ready for hard work. Once again, a false statement. Well, if you see characteristics of an entrepreneur, there is a point of hard working. Each member in organization should receive orders only from one superior. Once again, you must find the chapter from which we are talking. This objective appears from first chapter, Principles of Management, 14 Principles by Henry Fayol. And here we are talking about, where we have unity of command. Okay, so this is the principle of unity of command, and this is definitely a true sentence. Agro-tourism is a support to the agricultural economy. We also saw rural tourism, yet again a true sentence. Standards are not set for every performance in controlling function. Last function in management, controlling function, is setting up a standard, comparing the actual performance with the standard, and taking action, taking steps if there is any deviation. All right, taking corrective steps. Somehow they missed out this important objective here. So as I said, don't think that you're going to get questions only from the question bank in your board exam. These are just samples. These are just for practice. Okay, everything else which has been done, if you have watched my videos on the objective questions, don't worry, you are sorted. And if you keep revising those, you will not need any other practice. Anyway, so standards which are set. So as it says, not set. So this is going to be a false statement. Business services are important for growth. Definitely is a true statement there. If you will see here, NEFT stands for National Electronic Fund Transfer, chapter of banking. C2B stands for transaction between consumers and business. C2B again is a correct statement. If you'll see, the term e-business is derived from email and e-commerce. Yet another objective, if you will see, naturally you have very few objectives covered, so you can't have everything from the textbook covered here. So I keep repeating, don't just rely only on the question bank, you're going to have much more. Sometimes it is possible that the questions which are given, the long answers, etc., that could be referred. In my videos, I have clearly stated which are the chapters from where you will be getting long answers. I've also mentioned which are the possibilities of distinguish between. Don't really worry about this. Question bank is just for practice. All right. So moving ahead, under CSR, company should spend not less than 2%. So this is a false statement again. Please remember, CSR has to be not at least 2%. Okay, not less than 2%. Media does not play an important role in public life. False statement. Nobody can undermine the importance of media. With the help of outsourcing, company cannot focus on core areas. Exactly opposite. So it's a false statement. When a company has outsourced a certain non-core activity, they can focus on the core areas. The very purpose of outsourcing is to focus on core areas. PIL is a legal action initiated in the court of law for public interest. So it's not a particular victim who is going to file a PIL. It is in general public interest. So true statement, please remember this. Again, another important type of an objective, we can say. CERC is the Center for Education and Research based in Ahmedabad, again an NGO for consumer protection. Market may be defined as an aggregate demand. So, there are different concepts of market, and they're talking about the demand concept. One very good part of the question bank is none of the deleted portion is here. And so you're absolutely safe and you don't really have to worry about this. Area concept. We have two topics in the topic chapter of marketing. One is the concept of markets, and other is types of markets. Types of markets, as you know, has been deleted. Under the other concepts, one of them is area concept, another is exchange concept, and this is a true statement. Area concept is related to the exchange concept. So dear students, this is what we have under your true or false practice. I hope you have made the markings. Not really very difficult, any of these. Leaving the screen for you to take screenshots if you need. First to 10th one, and then I will move the screen to take screenshots of the later ones. So this is what you have under the true or false question. We now go to the second part of this objective, and that is your objective on the odd one out. When we are going to be practicing odd one out, please make notes. We are going to be talking about the one out of the 4 options which are given which does not fit. So the other 3 have something in common, like principle of authority, responsibility, division of work, discipline, and indemnity. The first 3 are principles of management by Henry Fayol. The last one is principle of insurance, and so that is the odd one out. Similarly, the chapter is consumer protection. All the other 3, district, national, and state commission, are the redressal agencies to help solve consumer dispute, and so NGO is the odd one out. All of these, C2C, customer to customer, business to business, and customer to business, are different forms of transactions which are carried out under e-business. There is nothing like A to B there. Talk about the 4th one, selecting, training, coordinating, placing. If you see, selecting, training, and placing are the management function of staffing, and so coordinating is the odd one out here. If you see the 5th question on odd one out, you have right to healthy environment, right to education, right to represent, and right to redress. All these are very close to your answer on what are consumer rights. All right, number 7. However, if you see, this particular right should have been right to consumer education, and so this is the odd one out. The next one, planning, writing, staffing, directing. Very clearly, the other 3 are management functions. Writing is the odd one out. This question has been asked in the September paper, even though it does not appear in the odd one out options behind the chapter in the exercise. So this came from the question bank. Product, people, place, promotion. If you see the theory propounded 4 P's does not include people. It came later on in the 3 P's. So people is the odd one out here. Timely payment of taxes, earning foreign exchange. Clearly, this reminds you of social responsibilities towards government. Earning foreign exchange also is towards government. Political stability also is responsibility towards government. And so clearly, the odd one out question option here is creating goodwill. As you know, when you're presenting your answers, please rewrite this sentence, circle the odd one out, and in the next line, write it as answer and repeat creating goodwill. Leave lines. Please watch my video where I have specially mentioned the presentation tips for writing objective answers. Be clear, be very, very neat. So make it easy for the examiners to check the papers. This, dear students, is the part on your question bank on choosing the odd one out. We have a few more left. We wouldn't be actually writing down these options. We'll clearly just discuss these. Entrepreneur is a person who starts a business. Okay, so simple answer you have here is a person who starts business. Under this, we will not be basically discussing much now. Most of these are already repetitions for you all. There isn't much space to mention these answers. Wherever possible, I'll try and squeeze in. If you see here, recruitments are done under dash function. So naturally, here we are talking about the staffing function. So recruitments are done under the staffing function. The word bank comes from the French word banco. So once again, a very simple and common objective. Please remember that it is a French word. That's also important for this. So objective number 4, we're talking about mobile banking, refers to use of banking services with the help of mobile phones. Startup India was initiated in the year 2016. Remember, Startup India and Stand Up India both have been initiated in the year 2016. E-business is an abbreviation for electronic business. As you see, none of these are really unusual. So you know the name of the chapter that these appear from as well. Emerging modes of business. So e-commerce is a branch of, as you know very clearly, it's a branch of e-business. All right. So this is what we have under the objective on. Please remember this as we are doing it. In modern competitive world, consumer is the king. So once again, very, very commonly asked question. I think we had it earlier also. That's the fundamental function of management. The first one, another one for the same thing is you could be asked it as basic function. So both the answers are planning. Planning is the fundamental function of management. In India, Consumer Protection Act was initiated in the year. Now, there is a slight controversy here. The initial law was passed in the year 1986. However, if you feel that, this was, they're talking about the new law, there's a major amendment which has been made in 2019. Your textbook is that latest and they're talking about the law recently passed of 2019. Lok Adalat. There is another special reference there by which Lok Adalat is identified, and that is, it is referred as People's Court. All right. So People's Court is how it's referred to. Then again, National Commission should not have less than. Now, this is a completely wrong objective. There's nothing like not less than. So we will not talk about that. NGO organizations are non-profit and non-political organization. It would be really wonderful if you turn your pages, go to the chapter of consumer protection, last topic. Please highlight this. We have done it in our videos. Go back to this page and see what the answer is. As I said, non-political is the answer, right? So it's fine, we know the answer, but yet it is always better. A wonderful revision is possible if you see that you are going to actually go back to that page and see what the answer actually is. All right, so here we go to the item number 14. Objective is from the last chapter, and like we said, the term market has been coming from a Latin word mercatus. I wouldn't be clear about how it's pronounced, but yes, it's a Latin word. All my objective revision videos, I've highlighted all of these. This one particular thing is set of activities which is concerned with movement of finished goods from place of production to place of consumption. Though somehow the textbook has missed on a wonderful definition of marketing, but here, since they're talking about a set of activities, the answer should be marketing. All right, so this is what we have under the practice questions on what is that? Complete the sentences. The board has given us more options for choice. If you see here, you have the idea for bringing urban residents to agricultural farms is nothing but agrotourism. So we see here that answer for this would be agrotourism is a form of niche tourism. Okay, something which is really very exclusive. The C option, to introduce new combination. Clearly, new combination is nothing but they're talking about innovation. Full-time job requires dedication and hard work. Once more, yet another objective on entrepreneurship development. And the last one, please remember this objective. Startup India is an entity having headquarters in India. So any startup, it has to be something which has got a set up in India itself. If you will see, out of these 5, there are 3 which are from entrepreneurship development again. Similarly, we will just quickly revise through this. Now this entire placement has to be done. The options are given in the bracket, so that makes it very, very simple. If you will see here, the 4 P's have been given by E. Jerome McCarthy, and so we will mark that for the answer for A. One of the functions of marketing they're talking is, functions of marketing they've clearly mentioned is market research, and that's option B. If you'll see, Booms and Bittner has given the remaining 3 P's. Okay, so totally 7 P's. That's where we had that option of people coming in from. Then we have buyers, sellers, and intermediaries coming together physically. So that is the concept of marketplace, concept of market. And the last, what is left here is a label. And how do you define a label? A slip. Okay, it's a piece of paper which is found on the product. So they're calling that as label. So this is how you have your this particular question. The type is called as select the correct option. Please make sure that you take screenshot of the first select the correct option in your question bank, as well as the second select the correct option in your question bank. Similarly, you have something now on the chapter of consumer protection. If you will see, district judge will be the answer for district commission. You have 2019, which is again Consumer Protection Act. We should mark that as C. Not less than 4 members is going to be members of the National Commission. So that is the answer for B. Compensation does not exceed 1 crore. And so that is your answer for maybe I think this is an incorrect option given. Compensation exceeds 10 crores should be the correct answer. And once again, Janahit Yachika is nothing but a matter of general public interest. So once a small mistake here in the options given. National Commission settles claims above 10 crores. Less than 1 crore go to District Commission, and 1 crore to 10 crore go to the State Commission. A very popular, very important objective. Once again, if you will see here, after sales service, and we don't really need to make markings here. After sales service is nothing but how a consumer has to be completing responsibility towards consumers. Now, something really very important I would like to tell you, please open your textbooks, go to the chapter, read out these points, look for the title of responsibility towards shareholders, find out which one of these matches there. Like you will see, fair practices on the stock exchange, matches for shareholders, reasonable properties responsibility towards owners, timely payment of taxes, very important, towards government, after sales services towards consumers. So this is how you have these options given, and these are even more simpler than match the pair, since you have exactly 5 on both the sides. Otherwise, in match the pair, you have to choose out of 10 options. Going to the last, compare the options, you have no need to carry cash goes for cash credit. So you have option D there, intangible characteristics of services. So we see that's your option A here. Fund transfer system, real-time gross transfer. That's again your objective on RTGS system. And that's where you have option number E. Accepting deposits is a first primary function of a commercial bank. And that's your option B there. Last match the pair here is the option of niche banks in India, which is the example of which is small banking finance. So this is the examples of rather choose appropriate options. The options will be given in the brackets. A word of advice here for everybody. I'm sure it is very well understood that in the examination, you will have to rewrite this entire group A, group B, and fill in the answers in the blanks which are provided here. So do not by any chance, write it in this fashion. This is just for representation. Please make sure that you're going to rewrite the entire table and fill in the answers, as well as whatever blanks are given, you put a box around them. So the answers that you should be entering should be highlighted. So that's all in this video, part 2 of revision on question bank. Please join in for the third video on the 3 more types of objectives. We finished the first 7. And if you've liked the video, please like, share, subscribe, as well as comment with any other suggestions that you would wish to make, and help me make the videos better for you. That's all in this video. Please join in for part 3 of objective question bank revision of Maharashtra State Board. Thank you very much.